it's amazing, man. Like you just don't know what you're capable of until you jump out there. Like I was telling CJ when I took them back to the airport, when they first came, when we were scoping out all the properties and everything, when they first came, I said, see, you know, I first met them some years ago, right? And I stepped to him, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, you know, my name Marcus, what, you know, this what I do, et cetera, et cetera. And he was just like, oh, whatever, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, whatever. You all right, man. You just go ahead on and get in line, man. Like everybody else. And so he apologized and he said, man, you know, we taking pictures and stuff, it's like, it's not necessarily the right time. And I said, yeah, no, I get it. I said, but that's the only shot we got. That's the only shot we got. I said, just like when Reg caught Jamal coming out the bathroom, he's like, this my shot. This my shot. I said, dog, we all right. We make good money. We take care of our family, take care of our friends, we take care of our employees. We do well. But we see this as an opportunity to expand and get some different levels of influence to help us win. And at that time, I saw that as my shot. You didn't see it as my shot, clearly. You wasn't feeling me one bit. You didn't give me a chance to really even holler at you. So he just laughed. But it's one of them things, man, like, it's like when you look up, it's so crazy when you look up to people like that, then you really get to know them, and you get to know them, and they get to know you. And they feel so comfortable with you, like even in your situation, they're like, well, look, Tiff caught up, Beast, we need you to do this thing for us. They never once was they worried about the quality of it, if you were capable, but just because of how you were introduced and the time they spent with you, they knew you had it. You can't beat that, man. Like you can't, like that, like where does that happen? It don't. It don't. Like it don't. Like think about it. You went to the University of Maryland, a huge school, with some of the best athletes in the world, some of the best doctors. Like think of people that you've come across that are on like a star-studded level that you've been able to put your hands on early in life, so that when you see them later, it's still all good. But with the people that you don't know, that don't know nothing about you, that spend 4 or 5 hours with you and then have the faith in you to say, take your talent, apply it to my craft, let's put it together, and I know we're going to have a good product. You can't beat it, dog. You cannot beat that, man. And I'm proud that you rolling with us. You know what I'm saying? 33.
It's crazy how, like, I was thinking about, from time to time, I just be thinking about texting CJ just to say thanks. Cause it's crazy how, like, you meet somebody and they just introduce you to their circle. Like, I remember Reggie and I were talking once, and I was just asking, like, you know, what happened with everything. But it just went from one thing to like how, like, now, like, you know, I still talk to Jose regularly. I still talk to Nick semi-regularly. You know, Nikki, like, you know, they just a phone call away. And it's crazy how, like, I'm sure to see, it was nothing. It was just on some, like, man, let me just connect you. Like, because you associated with them, let me just connect you with them. And because of that little thing is like, that little thing of like, all right, yo, make sure you take my number down. And actually doing it, like, I could have easily been like, nah, in my head, like, you know, I tell him what he wanted here right then and there. But then later on, like when we was at the Hamilton, I could have easily just been like, nah, man, I'm too scared. I ain't even about to ask for it. But that simple thing when somebody offers you something, just simply saying like, all right, just a simple yes can just change your life so dramatically. Like, I don't even think I'd be like, like, me as a creative has increased tenfold because I watched Nicki and them. Like, it's crazy. I don't even think I would have the way I was able to put that video together. Like, that shit probably would have took me way longer had it not been for that.
And you need to get to, and what's going to happen is you're going to need to get to the point where it takes you no time. Because I look at some of the content they put out and they do it so fast, but it's repetition. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't sweat you, because I know you got, like, just like it's certain things that I just don't know. Like, and it's not that you are unable to do it, you just haven't been introduced to it yet. You are innocently ignorant to certain things, so you got to learn it, then you got to do it, then it may not look the way you want to, then you got to do it again, then it look good, okay, then you do it again, it look great, like boom, almost perfect, now let me repeat it. Over and over and over again, different scenarios, man, it's gonna be crazy. Crazy. Man, you doing the right thing, dog, like, you know, like hands down. 824-4207. 4824. Yeah.
Remember that time we was at the restaurant at the hotel in Miami?
Yep.
And you was just looking at everything. He was like, man, this is crazy. Like, he was at the bar.
Yep.
He was talking about how surreal this all is or whatever. Was there ever a moment in time? My next question is about what does it mean? What does it mean to be intentional? And I was thinking about, like, I don't want to phrase this. Was there ever a moment in time when you kept hitting up, like, ET's people to, like, you know, set up that meeting? Like, did you ever just want to stop? Did you ever felt like quitting?
Nah, because I knew what we needed. Like, nobody else, like, people too, and this is all people, me too. Certain times we put too much value on a dollar. I take that back. We put the wrong value on a dollar. And so I knew it was going to cost. I didn't know how much. I knew I would need to strategize to figure out a way to keep it cost efficient for the need, but I knew it wasn't going to be cheap. But the value of what I spent into what I got out of it, oh, it's ridiculous, Joe. I mean, it's infinite. This is an infinite relationship. It doesn't end. It's not like we had this thing that we did this event and then that's it. Like, we haven't been able to see them in months because of, you know, COVID, but I talk to them all the time. You know what I'm saying? And then that made them, again, just like with you, it made them get their own view into who we were as a company and as people, and say, oh, nah, we need this a plug we need. You know what I'm saying? Because it's bigger than money. Like, now they have an outlet, or they almost have like a resource center for their clients in this area with us to get anything they need. Like, you can't beat that. It's like having your own little service center. You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy how, like, you put it that way, and even how, like, you know, with the vision that she was explaining to Angie about how you just want, you know, DCI to just be this this collective, this hub. Like, when you think of real estate, when you think of investment, when you think of anything real estate related, you think of DC Invest.
Yep.
And to have that type of connection, like, to when it gets to that point, not if, it's just a matter of time, just when it gets to that, just to have that connection, like just to have that connection with E and his crew and his connections, and how all of that kind of just comes together into this masterpiece. Like, it's just, and it's crazy how, like, all of that wouldn't have happened had you not had that vision and that goal of saying, like, all right, I know what we need, and it's not about money. Like, it's just like,
not at all.
It's not like, it can't just be about money. Like, Man. It's crazy, man. That Miami trip changed my life, man. I couldn't even, that was my, I can't even really put into words what that was like, what that experience was like, man. It was just crazy.
No, it's surreal. 1033, 2074.
Walk outside the back of the hotel, it's just yachts just driving past. It's crazy water, palm trees, like, man.
4912. But that's the thing, man. I think one thing I told E when he first called me. 4912, 1033. When he first called me, he was like, man, I said, and I spoke for myself, but I know it applies to everybody. I said to him, we need to learn how to forgive ourselves for those things that we don't necessarily. 2074. That we don't necessarily. What's the word I'm looking for? 824. We don't necessarily. What I'm trying to say. We don't forgive ourselves for things that we haven't done well. And so because of that, just as people, man, we don't feel as though we should be rewarded with certain things either. When that's not the case, because some of those rewards that we need, 9552, are gonna be the things that's gonna push us past those gonna be the things that's gonna push us past that hurt or that pain that we've inflicted. You know what I'm saying? And it may not be physical, mental. It's just like it might be a time and space that we're held up because we didn't make the right decision at the right time. We're like, man, because I ain't do that. I shouldn't do this. And like I could have sat there and said, man, who am I to try to get a meeting with Eric Thomas? Because it for me, man, it's got to be valued two ways. Like it's like when I sit down and like think about it, I've been talking to you for years about things you should do, but that's because I saw value. You know what I'm saying? It's like, number one, it helps me get some ideas out that somebody can bring to life because I'm not artistic. I don't have the ability to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like when you go take pictures of a house we've done, it's like art, but to me, I'm building a house. You know what I'm saying? If you weren't there to do it, then it wouldn't happen. I'll give you an example, dog. Just a perfect example. I told one of my dudes, I said he should let you shoot this house we was working on. He was like, nah, he got an agent, why, this, that, and that. I'm like, man, I'm just trying to tell you, man. Work my man, he just know what he doing. Like, I don't know what it is, he just got this gift. He gonna catch that one angle that somebody else not gonna catch. And I don't know what, I just don't know. I said, I can't explain it, but trust me. So it's just the joint in Clinton you shot a couple weeks ago, right? Yeah, it was already shot. They already had virtual tour and everything. You reshot it. Contract first day. Another agent listed it before, dropped the price below what we listed it at, couldn't sell it. Contract first day. Then yesterday we get a contract, we get a price at the original listing price that's higher than all of them. That's 20 grand higher than what we listed it. It's the visuals, dog.
That's crazy. Is that why you kept asking me for the pictures?
Yeah, because I knew it was going to go, because I knew you was going to freak it. So I said, if I get this furniture in here, he going to make it happen.
Bruh, I spent extra time in that shit. I was like, dog, I fuck with that shit.
Yeah.
Like,